Hey sports fans, I got great news. I drew a mule deer tag in New Mexico, and now New Mexico doesn't have a point system, so it's a fair drawing for everyone. You don't have to worry about, oh, I've been applying for years. Everyone has an equal chance to draw with no points. Everybody's name goes in the hat, you get drawn out. No preference points. I'm going to show you on New Mexico Game and Fish website how I found the unit, how I found the odds of getting drawn, maps on where to go, and be sure you subscribe to this channel because part 2 I'm actually going to film this hunt out in New Mexico, so you don't want to miss it. If you subscribe to the channel this November when I go hunting, I'll film it, and then when I get back I'll load it up on YouTube so you can see how successful or unsuccessful the hunt is. But either way, even if I don't get a deer, it's going to be just a great adventure. Also, if you look on my channel, last year I did a do-it-yourself antelope hunt, and I showed you the unit I was in and how I was successful at that hunt. So check out the channel, subscribe to it, don't miss this upcoming mule deer hunt. I'm excited. So I'm looking at buying a side-by-side and a trailer to pull it behind the camper. It looks like New Mexico, looking at the map, back in the mountains, it looks pretty rugged, and I'm not going to be able to get the camper back in there. So I'm going to buy a side-by-side with a trailer, and I'm going to tow it out there. When I get home, probably just sell the side-by-side. I looked at renting one out there, but it was pretty expensive. For the price of renting one, I could nearly buy one, so I'm going to look for a used one, and hopefully it won't, by the time I flip it, it won't cost me that much money. So I'm going to show you on the New Mexico Game and Fish website how to find the odds, the areas to draw for. They have a great elk hunt. They also have oryx and aoudad or prairie sheep, ibex. There's a lot of hunts you can apply for in New Mexico. So I've never been in New Mexico. Oh, I've been there. We went there for the balloon festival in Albuquerque, but I've never hunted there. I've never really got off the highway and explored. I've seen a lot of antelope on the side of the road as we're driving down the highway, so this is someplace I've never been. I'm just doing it all by map, scouting by map, and I won't really know what I've gotten into till I get out there. But it's going to be an adventure, and I love adventure. Even if I don't harvest the deer, I'm going to have a lot of fun. Oh, and I'm also taking the bird dog. She's running around here in the yard. Taking her because New Mexico has 4 species of quail, and hopefully I get into some good bird hunting while I'm out there. Navigate yourself over here to New Mexico's Game and Fish website, and I'm going to show you, they have all the mapping on here. I want to show you the maps first, and then I'll show you how I decide which units I want to apply for. You have to basically do both. You have to look at the odds of drawing the permit, and then you want to look at the map and see if that's an area that is even huntable, if there's even public access, if there's land. But hopefully this will help you. So let's start with the maps. So from the home page, go to the interactive map here, and let's look at area 38. So we're going to click on this, and then this map will actually let you zoom in. So here's the zoom in. You can even zoom in further, but let's look down here. It shows you the surface ownership, BLM, forest, national park, private land, state land. But now you can look on the map and see in this unit, look at all the land that's available. This is actually the unit that I drew my deer tag in. But if you look down here in the southeast corner, all this yellow, this is all BLM land. And if you look up here, there's the Galenas Mountains, all Forest Service land. Up here to the northeast, there's a lot of state land, more BLM land, but we got to see if there's any access county roads going there. So let me show you on another map. So this is the EPLUS map, which also You can find the link to from New Mexico's wildlife homepage. So let's click on this Unit 38 here. This map has a lot more detail than the hunt unit map. This one we can zoom in, get a little closer, zoom in a little more. So what I'm looking for here is I'm going to zoom in, and see what kind of county road access there is to these little pieces of public land, like this big section of BLM here. There's county road. You can see it here. There's county road running right through there. Looks like. So when I look at Google Earth, I can put the satellite view and I can actually see another version of the map. But here I'm looking, let's go up here to another area. How about the mountains up here? Yeah, right in here. Let's look, see what kind of public access. There's roads getting into these mountains. Yeah, there's a road right here. I'm sure on the Google Earth I'll probably see trails where you can ride off-road and get back in there further. This is the nice thing about New Mexico. There's not a point system, so the drawings are equal and fair for everyone. So the first thing I want to do is I want to find out what the odds are and see which is the best area I should apply for, the best odds of getting actually pulling a tag. So I'm going to look at the big game harvest reports and the draw odds. I want to look at the draw odds summary here for big game, and then I'm going to scroll down to the deer. I'll click on this, it'll save it, and I'll open that up. This is where I decide which hunt unit I'm going to apply for, because this will give you unit by unit how many tags are available, how many resident hunters apply, and how many non-resident hunters apply. So I'm going to show you how I figured out my odds of getting drawn to that unit. Look at the second line. You'll see there's 150 permits available for that hunt, and 10% of that would be 15 permits to non-resident hunters. So if you look over to non-resident hunters, 51 hunters on their first choice applied for that hunt. So for those 15 permits, if I apply, I have a 29% chance of drawing that permit. So you can see there were 44 people made that their second choice, and 67 people made it their third choice. When you do the math on a lot of the hunt areas, you'll find some that they're actually 100% success rate, but then when you go and look at the map, there's just like no way to get there. It's way back in the mountains and no public roads getting you back there. So if it looks like 100%, it's probably too good to be true. Better look at the map first. So when you scroll further all the way over here, you'll see the distribution of how the drawing actually went. So I went through and I looked at all the numbers and all the areas, looked at the map, and being that there's no points required, to pull a permit in New Mexico, they don't have a point system, like I said. I finally found a hunt that was looked good on the map, and it was better than 50% draw odds, and so that was my first choice. And then I went and found another one and looked at the map and came up with my second and my third choice, and I got lucky and I drew one. This is good information right here. You want to look at the harvest report so you can see the success rate in the area that you might be applying for. This is an example of hunt unit number 24. You can see here on public land there's 400 tags available, and here's a success rate, 28%. And then hunters will rate, they'll get a survey and they'll rate the hunt, and here you can see 3.3 satisfaction out of 5, and 3.4 days is the number of days each hunter average hunted.